Good morning, dear Thai, dear Sangha. Welcome for the day of mindfulness. Today the weather changed, cold. Yeah, last night like 45 degrees. And in the morning we came for meditation about 47. After the meditation, I went out at the door. I saw a team with something help him for walking because he has like dislocation his ankle. And I asked, what is that in English? He said, this is crutches. I said, this is your crush? Is this your crush? He said, no, crutch. Crush is something like someone you love, your loved one. But I'm not a native speaking. I misunderstand. I said, oh, this is your crush? You fell in love with? So yeah, beginning of the talk, I want to share with you that's for like refreshing, And last night I didn't sleep well. I'm not worried about the talking today, but the weather changed something, and then I came for breakfast, and then I met one brother, and he said he also could not sleep well until like 2 morning. And I said, maybe I had too much brownies. Brownies, from team's mom making and brought for the Sangha. And yesterday, after dinner, I was there with a bunch of brothers. We sat in a dining hall, very cozy, and we eat brownies and read the poems. And it's so nice. One hand with the brownies and the other hand with the books called Call Me By My True Name, all the poems of Thai in there. And we read and we discussed about it, so nice. I will share with you that poem today, yeah. Thai, he wrote many poems, very deep and contain the teachings, the Dharma in there. So I read a book sometime long ago. He shared his story when he was about 11. He was 11 years old. One day, he and his class want to have a picnic. So they're about to go to the mountain, so they prepare the food. And at that time, about 1920 something, long time ago, by a century. So at that time, he made rice food, like rice, squeeze it like a bread with the sesame salt. So Thai prepared that for the picnic. And he went with his class, met many hundred of them, and they split into different groups. And he and the other 5 of them, one group. So they want to go to a Na Sơn mountain in the central of Vietnam for a picnic. Thai was excited, not excited because of picnic, but he excited. He heard about in the Na Sơn mountain there is a hermit. So he really want to meet a hermit. So he excited to want to meet him and have many questions, want to ask him. So Thai said that he's really, at that time he didn't know how to practice mindful walking or hiking, mindful breathing. So Thai said he just want to go as fast as he can, excited to meet the hermit. So they go very fast, and middle of the mountain that they all exhausted, they ate all the food and run out of the water, so tired. And then when they arrived at the top of the mountain, they didn't see the hermit. Before they heard that the hermit, he was there. He about to practice meditation there. He want to, maybe I think that maybe he heard about a group of people, students, hundreds of them come, so he hide himself in the woods. So he thought like that, and then he goes by himself. He went to the deep forest. He went to looking for a hermit to have a question. He going deep in the woods, and suddenly he heard the dropping waters, dripping waters. He described like the sound of the piano, so clear, and he heard that sound of the water, and then he followed it until he met the natural well, and he was so happy, and he used his hands to cup the water and drank. And after that, he felt so satisfied and happy. And he said at that moment, he didn't want to see a hermit anymore. And he sat nearby the rock, and he climbed up to the big rock, and he lied down. He see the blue sky he saw, and some leaves and branches cross in front of him, and he so enjoyed, and he fell into sleep. And he slept like a baby. After he woke up, and he thought a hermit may become a natural well. Made him very happy. And he kept that kind of secret moment. And he sat there quietly and peacefully for a moment, and then he decided he doesn't want to leave, but he think that if his friends may be waiting for him, so he left the place. He went down to see his friends, and his friends about to ask him, "Where were you? And where did you go? And what did you do?" But he kept like kind of secret in him. He doesn't want to talk about it because he think if he talk about it, then that kind of moments goes away. He keep for himself quietly, and all the group went down the mountain, and then he kept that secret in his heart until 5 years later. He asked his parents to become a monk. So about his 16 years old, he became a monk. So here, everyone, have you met your hermit? A hermit can be a person, can be a tree, can be a rock, can be a pathway, a green moss for walking meditation path in our forest. Every day here at the Sangha, we practice walking meditation together in the forest, very beautiful, the green moss. So we can ask the question for ourselves, have we met our hermit? Hermit, what is hermit? A hermit can be a spiritual practice, can be spiritual support, can be mindfulness bell, or can be mindful breathing, or our supporter, our friends, our loved one. If we haven't met our hermit, maybe today we have a chance for walking together or around here. We just need to go back to ourselves and practice mindful breathing, and then we can see our hermit. We don't have to go far away, like climb up to the mountain. Here we have 3 aspirants, 2 men and 1 lady, practice here to be ordained to become a monks and a nuns. I think they have met their hermit. So that's why they follow their aspiration. Called the bodhicitta, the might of love. So how can we cultivate the mind of love, the bodhicitta? Bodhi is awakening. Bodhi means enlightenment. Citta is a mind, a heart. So bodhicitta called the mind of love, or our aspiration, our beginner mind. We want to become a monks and a nuns in order to practice, to transform ourselves, to be happy, to be peaceful, to be more compassionate, and to help others. Here in the Sangha, we create a space for everyone can easily to practice, to nourish our bodhicitta, the mind of love. Every day we have walking meditation together with the community, and we practice eating meditation together and sharing. Tambode, nourishing our bodhicitta, Tambode. So how can we nourish that kind of mind of love? We need to be diligent. One of aspect. So we need to be diligent. If we don't diligent, we will fall off. So every day we practice harmony with the community, and we make our schedules. At home, you also have the mind of love. You love yourselves, you love your beloved one, you love your family, you love your Sangha, you love your community. So you can arrange your schedule, can practice once a day, sit in meditation for 15 minutes or 5 minutes at least. You can sit quietly and peacefully, so nourish our mind of love. If we have that energy inside of us, we feel really peaceful. We feel very, happy. If we don't nourish by practice, nourish out the mind of love, we will lose it one day. And some monks and nuns, if we don't continue to practice, we will lose it. Because that kind of energy, it will lose later and later. And we may change our form, not a monastic anymore. Here we open the retreat like summer retreat and spring retreat and autumn retreat and winter retreat. We will have winter retreat soon in November. For 3 months, we just stay in the monastery to practice together. We don't travel to give retreat and teaching outside, but we really stay here, establish ourselves here, and really concentrate in the practice. So every day we practice walking meditation in order to generate the energy of mindfulness and peace and joy. If we could not find joy in the practice, that's something really burden. If the practice is not happy, it doesn't bring joy to us. We feel that's heavy work. Like we sit 1 hour for meditation. If we didn't like it, we feel so tired. But we sit for a movie like 2 hours and half, but we don't tired. If that movie you really like it, or play video games for many hours, don't tired, because you're excited. If we do something we like it and we are happy and joyful, that we must be really enjoy doing it. If we practice, but we don't generate the energy of joy and happiness, we feel really boring. The same with the monks and nuns and aspirants here. If we practice in the community, but we don't feel joy, we don't feel happy, that we feel boring. Like when I was young, came to the monastery when I was 11. I didn't know about the practice much. And every day we have sitting meditation. And at that time I was in Vietnam. So I came to the monastery when I was 11, but I have not ordained practice as aspirant for 2 years. And I didn't know how to wash my clothes. At that time, we didn't have the washing machine. We washed my hands. And I didn't know how to wash my clothes. I just put in a basin and put the water and soap. I just stand on it back and forth. And in the morning, at 3 morning, we have sitting meditation. So early, I fell asleep and tired. I didn't know, what do we do for this? I didn't know about meditation. But the whole community, we do meditation. I have to follow. And I have to follow the schedule of the Sangha. If you are monks and nuns, you have to follow the rules of the community. Like you are going to a school or college, you have to follow discipline. So later on, I about understand of meditation. But at the beginning, I didn't know much about meditation. So the meditation helped me transform myself about anger, about worries. So one story that one lady, she came here in the summer, she practiced with my group. For Dharma sharing, she spoke about her transforming before he saw angry lady at home. She and her husband sometimes arguing so much. And one day they about to go to restaurant for dinner, but her husband said something to her, and she's so mad and got angry about it. And she has the money cash in her pocket, and he took all out and he tears it, $100 and so on. And her husband, why did you steal my money? But she's so mad. She didn't care at that time. You know, even though the sky is falling, she didn't care. She's so mad and suffering because they are about, you know, agreement. But after the practice of mindfulness, she spoke with me that she transformed a lot. She calmed herself. She used mindfulness of breathing. Whenever she got mad or angry, she can come back and breathe. Take deep breath. In breath, deep, and out breath, deep. And she can calm her down. So now she can control herself. But still, she knew in the practice. And she did receive the 5 mindfulness trainings. So she commit herself in the practice. So she practiced use loving speech, the 4th of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Let's practice loving speech. I vow to practice loving speech whenever I speak. I don't want to make people suffer. I want to speak in a way that reduce the suffering in the person and to bring the harmony and hope and joy to the person I speak with. So that's the 4th of the 5 mindfulness trainings. Every big retreat we have ceremony transmission for the 5 mindfulness trainings, and you receive the Dharma name, the name that you are born in the Dharma. You learn the Dharma, and then you like a new baby born in the practice. You met your hermit. You don't need to go anywhere. Can I invite Tenor? Can you read the poems? Yesterday night we read and we talk about it very nice. I like these poems of Thai.
I did not know this was happening. Going in circles. Oh, you who are going in circles, please stop. What are you doing it for? I cannot be without going, because I don't know where to go. That's why I go in circles. Oh, you who are going in circles, please stop. But if I stop going, I will stop being. Oh, my friend who is going in circles, you are not one with this crazy business of going in circles. You may enjoy going, but not going in circles. Where can I go? Go where you can find your beloved, where you can find yourself.
Thank you. I will read for you in Vietnamese. Đi vòng quanh. Này người đang đi vòng quanh, hãy dừng lại. Anh đi như thế để làm gì? Tôi không thể không đi và tôi không biết đi đâu, nên tôi đi vòng quanh. Này người đang đi vòng quanh, anh hãy chấm dứt việc đi quanh. Nhưng nếu tôi chấm dứt việc đi thì tôi cũng chấm dứt chính tôi. Này người đang đi vòng quanh, anh không phải là sự đi quanh. Anh có thể đi, nhưng không cần đi quanh. Tôi có thể đi đâu? Anh hãy đi tìm anh. Anh hãy đi tìm người thương. That poems of Thai written very beautiful in the book called Call Me by My True Name. So yesterday, Tanner, we take a PhD about writer, and he really likes poetry. And we sat with some friends and read and eat brownies. One hand with brownies and one hand with books. And last night, too much sugar, could not sleep. That's fine. It's okay. However, we are happy, that's enough. Please listen. Once sounds the bell, and then we come back, follow our breathing, and relax ourselves. So, what is a circles? Going in circles. The circles here, that's our routine, our habit, energy. If we can stop our negative habit energy, that we not going in circles. If we can meditate and look deeply how to transform our action, three elements of our karma that call body, transform our body, that's action, take a right action, doesn't harm people, doesn't act to bring disharmony and harm environment and the people we love. We stop that. Thus we can transform our circle, the body. That's called the action. And the second, that's our speech. If we can practice mindful speech, we can transform our speech. We speak in a way that brings love and compassion and joy and harmony to our loved one or our family, our community, our college. And the third of the karma, that our thoughts. If we produce right thinking, we can prevent a lot of harmful and a war and about the people make suffering of each other. How that we not to be overwhelmed by the suffering in the world. So we stop up three kind of the karma we produce in the daily life. We transform it, become right action and right speech and right thinking. As we transform our life and transform the environment. So stopping the negative circles. If we don't stop that, we may transform to our next generation, to our children, to our descendants, to the society. If we are a teacher, we may, we speak, but we are not happy, and we speak to the students that in a way that contain the negative thoughts or speak. That could not helpful to students. Or we are parents, if we don't mindful of our action and speech, so we may make our children suffering. We think that they don't know, they are young, but they know everything. Later on, we regret about that. That's too late. So better to be mindful of our action, take action, mindful about our speak, so we can bring transformation. So this morning after meditation, I got invitation to have tea and mooncake. So nice. From a couple from Boston, they came here. They brought a mooncake. And we sat with brothers and a couple to have tea and sharing. So they do practice like being new, but a lot of laughing and joyful. He begins with the watering flowers that he said, oh, my wife really lovely, care for the family, cooking for children and take care a lot of things. I enjoy very much. And then after that, he spoke like, oh, but beside that, she also complained a lot. During the time driving from Boston to here, oh, she talked so much. I drive it, I could not mindful. About she forget unplug the iron, electric iron. So she in the car, but she said, oh, if I still keep blocking the electric iron, maybe burn the house, maybe accident. She keep worries and you talk a lot the whole time. And he was a driver, but he was so, could not mindful. He was tired. And he said, oh, please calm down. You know the practice, so mindful of breathing. And then, don't worry, we will find out. And she kept continuing. Oh, next time you must have a second key you give to your son. And then if we are about to go and then our son will open the door and unplug, And then he calmed her down. So, okay, don't worry. If the iron at that, temperature, and then it suddenly turn off, you don't worry. I will help. And then, they speak with each other very nice with the monks, and then they watering the flowers, and about do laundry and so on, folding clothes. And a lot of really nourishing story, both of them. And she said, now he know the practice. So he transformed a lot. Before, he didn't help me much. Like he didn't do laundry. I have to do by myself. I have to cook. But now he do the laundry, and he wash clothes, and he brought up to. And then he folded for me, and he helped me. So that's kind of a practice to help each other. We don't give the burden to one person, and then we don't really look in deeply that sometimes we live with each other, but we don't help each other. We don't really mindful of looking to that situation. We just give the burden to the person beside us, and that person will get suffering and build up the suffering, and later on we have broken easily. So with the practice of mindfulness, we can stop the bad habit, stop the circle. That's 2 weeks ago, a group of people from Vietnam. They are business women and men. They came here to have a retreat here, their own retreat, called business retreat. So one man, he cried and he read these poems. He said, 20 years ago, I met Thầy. I invite Thầy to teach for 500 business people in Vietnam, Saigon City. But I keep going for 20 years. He was a CEO of the big company, and he stopped becoming a CEO. He went to the Buddhist university, studied for 4 years to learn about the Buddhist terms. He knows all the theory of the teaching, but he could not satisfy. He said, why? I could not satisfy myself. I want to be a good Buddhist. I want to be success in my job and my dream, but he's still suffering. And later on, a few years later now, he came back to the practice. He came back to Plum Village tradition to practice. He met the Sangha. He said, this is my Sangha. This is my practice. I found it. I found my hermit. I don't go anywhere else. I found it. So he was crying, and he sang these poems. Because he went traveling around to looking for the practice and to see who have the young monastics, who is a master to have a lot of young monastics. He could not find it, but he saw it in Plum Village tradition. The teaching of Thầy have a young monastics, a lot of young monks and nuns. So he admired and he said, this is my way. I want to become. I want to continue of Thầy. So now he follow Plum Village tradition, and he brings this practice. He brings it to a lot of schools and company and training a lot of people. He like a bodhisattva. He found his hermit. He stopped being around. We don't need to waste our time so much for 20 years going around in circles. Actually, we just need to come home to ourselves, be in with ourselves, and take deep breath in and out, that we can find it peace and joy and happiness possible right now, right here. Of course, in the world, there are suffering about election coming soon, a lot of news, the war. But we, not because of that, and then we stop being happy. We are suffer. Like you fly, when you are about on a plane, if something happening, the flight attendant said, if you out of the oxygen, there is an oxygen mask, you have to take it, put for yourself, and then you put for your children, right? When you are on a plane. The same thing, you have to practice for yourself first, to commit yourself to the practice first, to generate the energy of peace, of happiness, of joy for yourselves, to transform yourself first. Like here, we have a Sangha. Some of you have a Sangha online. You meet once a week. to learn with each other and share the practice for each other. If you can, at your city, you can create a Sangha called a group of practice. When I went to Florida, there's a group of practice called play drum circle. They play drum. Once a week, they come together, they bring the drum and play. And after that, they sit for a while and breathe and share, very deep sharing, to help each other, to overcome the fear and worries and make it balanced. Otherwise, we unbalance. We listen too much news on televisions, on internet. On internet brought a lot of news. If we listen too much, but we don't go back to ourselves to listen ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to get in touch with the nature. You walk in the forest to see the trees, the blue sky, the fresh air. Let you go back to the nature. Let the nature embrace you and transform you and make you happy. If you don't do that, you lose yourselves. You lose yourselves in the news about worries. Who will be president next? I don't like this. I don't like that, Worry so much. But sometimes out of control. You have to sit on a plane. You have to put the oxygen mask for yourself to breathe. Breathe, take deep breath, So you create a corner at your home or at your office to go back to yourselves, to create a space to take care of yourself. Listen to yourselves, how to balance yourselves. Otherwise, we give out too much. And then you lose the capacity that you don't have strong, like a tree doesn't root it so deep in the earth. There's very gentle storm that blow off the tree. Now in Vietnam, yesterday, Saturday, the big storm came and, destroy all the house and people are dying. The storm called Yagi. They like about 172 miles per hour. Destroy all the house and trees all fell down. This Yagi storm come to the north of Vietnam, Philippines, Japan, Taiwan, a lot of people are suffering. But we see that we are lucky, so we send love and compassion to the world. Pray for that. Send our peaceful energy and lucky energy to the people. Pray for them, overcome their suffering. So we really treasure ourselves in the present moment. Come back and see that we have enough condition to be happy. Why we don't happy with it? Okay, I stop here. We have 45 minutes. I would like to stop here the talk today. Have you met your hermit? If you don't, you can find one today. Thank you.